Okay, book lovers, I'm about to reveal something the publishers do not want their readers to know. Are you ready? So, you may have asked yourself this question before and not really understood the reason of why, when you're reading a book series, sorry, it goes this way. When you're reading a book series, for whatever reason, the books are not all the same size. So, this is, for example, Fourth Wing. You've got the first book, second book, third book, different size. I have another book series here. Now, I don't have the first one because I am terrible at lending out my books because I get obsessed and I need other people to be obsessed too. So, this, for example, is the Powerless series. So, we're missing the first book, but this is the second book. The first was also this size. Then you have a random large size, and then you have another size. This is an additional book that doesn't go necessarily with the series, but it's just extra. So now you have another book, also not the right size. So you might ask, why would they do this to you? Why would they make the book so different in the size? So the reason is because when you read this first book, you've never read it before, you're just picking it up for the first time. If it's an odd size like this, for example, you might not read it and you might be more likely to buy a different book. So the publisher doesn't want to make that risk. They're going to make it the standard size. So the standard size is this right here. So this is basically the standard size you'll see. They look like they're different, but they are all the same size because I'm holding them in my hand. So when you're reading the first and the second book, they are almost always this standard size. You buy the first one and you get really into it and you think, okay, maybe I'll try out the second one. Then you read the second one, and this is where it gets really tricky. The author and the publisher work together to make an epic cliffhanger for you. Now, this is on purpose. I do love a good cliffhanger. I don't mind. It gets me to read the next one, and sometimes we like that, but there's a reason. So they leave this epic cliffhanger. You just finished this book, and you're basically foaming at the mouth to get the third book. You have to go get it. So you run to your local bookstore, and you find out that the book is this big. Or this big. You ask the man or late woman at the bookstore, why is the book this big? And is there an option to get it a normal size, please? And they say, no, this is the only size that that book comes in. And you wonder, why? Why would they do that to you? Maybe they didn't survey, or maybe they just don't understand the public very well. Like, why would they make the book so large? It's not because they want it to be fancy or just a different size for fun, or the fact that they can make it pretty, although granted, this one is absolutely gorgeous. Which is the only reason why I wasn't as upset with this one in particular, but that's not the reason. The actual reason why they do this is because, as we just went over, you are seething at the mouth to get this book, and of course, you're going to buy it anyway. You're going to buy this book even though it's a stupid size. So then the problem is when you are going back as a book dragon, you're looking at your beautiful trophy of books and you look at your shelf and it looks like this. You're going to look at that and it's going to bug you. And eventually you're going to say, you know what? I love that book series and I want them to all be the same size. So guess what you do? You go buy an entire set so that you have one nice straight line on your bookshelf. So now the publishers get those real book people, us obsessed book dragons. They'll get us to buy not just one book series of every single book, but two. So as a reader, it's very frustrating, but as a publisher, it's pretty brilliant on your point because now we're looking at making double the amount of money that you could have made on a book series. So I do have to say it's a pretty brilliant scheme. It's a pretty brilliant scheme. But my advice to you readers, if you're book dragons like myself and you actually care about what your books look like on the shelf, I recommend when you're looking into a book series, maybe try out the Kindle versions first because they're cheaper. Or you can try the audiobook versions and you can check those out before you go and get your book trophies. So this is my advice to you so that instead of just buying one book series and then losing more money and buying it again, you can buy the book series just one time. I hope this video helped. I'll see you next time.